Hello everyone, today is the final day of March 2026 and I want to react to a video I just watched. Tomorrow the Supreme Court is going to be reviewing the legalities of birthright citizenship. So the issue is many foreigners travel here, they're pregnant, they give birth, and the child has been given U.S. citizenship. And then the parents use that child status to gain legal status to stay in this country. And this has been going on for a long time, decades. And historically, birthright citizenship was designed for the descendants of slaves. And that is an objective fact. But other countries don't have any, most other countries, at least my other home country. Now, I am a birthright dual citizen. And my situation is my father's American, mother was Thai. And my father, during the Vietnam War, was a U.S. soldier stationed in Thailand, and he met my mother, who was a Thai lady, a Thai citizen. So when I was born on Thai soil, that automatically made me a birthright dual citizen. And I have both passports, the U.S. Thai passport, and both countries, they honor dual citizenship together. Not all countries have that agreement, but Thailand and the U.S. does. And in fact, many people might not know this, but when the United States was initially formed, Thailand was the first overseas country to establish trade agreements with the original United States. So there's always been a good relationship, and so that's my situation. And about 20 or so years ago, John McCain ran for president, and there was a brief argument that he didn't qualify to run for president because he was not born on U.S. soil. But the argument was quickly dismissed. John McCain was born in Panama. Reason why: his father was a U.S. service member stationed in Panama. And that's why he was born there. So in John McCain's case, his parents were both American. And so he was never a citizen of Panama. And I don't know Panama laws, but I do know of a U.S. couple who were in Thailand. And they gave birth, and the baby had no legal rights to Thai citizenship. Instead, the baby was regarded as a U.S. citizen born abroad. Nothing controversial. So, people are trying to make an argument, and you just can't travel to a country and take advantage of them. You just can't. Just because America's a wealthy country doesn't justify it. It's no different than a poor person who steals from a rich person and says, oh, the person's rich. Stealing is stealing. And I understand both sides of the coin, and that's very important. And because they want to be in a country with greater economic opportunities. I get it. And I wish there could be some way that we could help these other countries create greater opportunities to incentivize people to not want to leave their country. Because the reality is, people hate having to leave their native country to come to America. They hate it. They come here only to work and send money back home. That is the truth. That is the truth. And I met my wife in Thailand. And together, by Thai standards, our monthly income was good. By Thailand standards. But by US standards, I can come here and make more money working, at a grocery store or something like that. I told this to my wife. And so I did her immigrant application, and in my case, hers got streamlined because she's my spouse. So came here, and then she was able to get a job and put us, our relatives back home in Thailand and in a stronger position. But there's been so many times in the past where the U.S. government has sent money to foreign nations and the money doesn't get used the way it was designed or the way it was requested to be used. And these third world countries, for the most part, are in the position they are in because of corruption. Because of corruption. And to solve the problem, solving the problem cannot involve the U.S. invading another country. It doesn't work. And those other countries, they have to get their act together somehow. Yeah. And it's easy for me to say, or for Americans to say, because we live in a country that, as bad as many people might say, has many economic opportunities. It isn't hard to get a job in this country. It may not be the ideal job, but getting a job, that's nothing. It's nothing. So when I see someone unemployed, I kind of wonder, why can't you have something while you look for something better? Always have something coming in. And when my wife and I first arrived here more than 10 years ago, I wanted a job that I could just start the very next day. And my plan was to just do it temporarily till I found something better. And that's what I did. I found something that, can you start tomorrow? Yes, I'm here. So, and people made fun of me, like, hey, why are you doing that job? That's so beneath you. It's generating money while I'll look for something better. I didn't care about people, laughing at me. And so, yeah, I understand people have been quickly trying to secure U.S. passports for their newborn baby, but the Supreme Court is going to hear the Birthright Citizenship case tomorrow on Wednesday. And it's not really looking good for the foreigners who came here. Now, I don't see the government retroactively, taking action. But from here on forward is what I see. They're just going to do what other countries do. Say, hey, a foreigner comes here, the baby takes on the citizenship of the parents. That's it. And another thing I wished for is that the process to legally enter the country would speed up, because it's just ridiculous how long it takes. I've heard of cases taking 10, 15 years for an immigrant application to process. That's ridiculous. And America, as sad as it might sound, we have to go back to annual limits of people who can immigrate here, because we just don't have the infrastructure to just let so many people in. It's the reason why housing is so expensive, insurance rates are so high, because I'm talking about car insurance rates. And because many foreigners come here, they don't have the driving skills that the average American has. I mean, their driving skills, it can be argued that they're on the same level of an American teenager. And we all know the insurance rates of teenagers are much higher than someone who is older. I think we get our first big vehicle insurance discount when we turn 25, I think. I know a married person gets cheaper in car insurance. A homeowner gets cheaper car insurance. And a person with good credit gets cheaper car insurance. And so, but I guess we'll see. And but another day at the gym. I'm getting my 2 hours on the gym. And I watch YouTube videos to keep me entertained. So, till then, just stay positive and do the things that make you strong. Get as many years out of life as you can. So, over and out.